Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Goosebumps HorrorTown playthrough. This is part 2 to the Squeezer Revolution event that has been long awaited. And this is a few days after the other two recordings. And already the New Year's already started off, and it will be interesting to talk about. Lots of stuff to catch up with. Oh boy, that will be interesting, but now we've gone to part 2, and I think this is going to be the fun part here, because there's some references from the old one, and, you know, the other day, too, I've talked to somebody, and they've mentioned this as just being the Squeezers 2.0, and in a way it is. Mostly it's like Secret Agent Grandma, but they sneak the Squeezers inside there, like a rubber mask. It's like, ooh, I'm not Squeezers, I'm Secret Agent Grandma. But anyways, we're gonna jump right into this story. In fact, we're gonna jump right into the narrative of what happened next after where we last left off, which was them trying to figure out what happened with the crash landing and all that. And oh man, the story gets a little interesting, so let's just see what happens here.
Whoa, what happened here?
Looks like some sort of drone army had crash landed here and all at once. This doesn't look good. We should probably head back. Ah! Who's that?
What are you children doing here?
Oh, I forgot to mention this is where Fleshman comes into play, so this will be fun.
Well, we could ask you the same. Right. Well, we were just curious about the pretty lights.
I am here on behalf of the government. There is nothing to see here.
I wouldn't exactly call that nothing. It looks like an alien invasion to us.
Children, so imaginative. You mean these? These are nothing more than Russian spy planes that got caught up in bad weather.
Russian spy planes that got up in bad weather, huh? Place Cindy's candy shop and have Dustin do a thing. What's the Dustin thing? Let's find out. It is examine crash site. Yeah, examine crash site. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, examine thing. What the? Yeah, Russian planes. Yeah, those some weird looking Russian planes, I must say. One thing though too I'm going to say is I found something out with R.L. Stine back in October that I thought was really intriguing to see. Also, I need to put this down, and then we'll be finishing off with Grandma's story. And we're going to continue on with Grandma, so we might as well see what that leads into here right about now.
Perfect. Who would ever be suspicious of this lovely East European old lady? Now, let's research this putrid town and find a gullible subject.
I'm hoping that the alien queen, whatever alien female, sounds good. Oh man, I'm gonna have to do this. Alright, fine. Have my dollar.
Very well. Let's put my thespian abilities to test. But first, a little warm-up to start getting into character.
Dear Dustin, I am distant relative from Ukraine. I come visit soon. I look forward to meeting you.
Sometimes I amuse myself at just how creatively evil I can be.
Obtain some flashcards and then place a mailbox, which I got. Man, it sounds like a mouse. Oh no, evil mouse. Yeah, so we have some characters who can actually do this for us. What's surprising to me, I believe now there is a character that is able to drop a lot of these flashcards. I'm not sure if it's Fleshman now. I have to revisit it, but I know there is a character now in the game that has like 5 drop them, no questions asked. Anyway, some time's passed, and I believe this is where we're going to finish off with the grandma thing, because it's pretty easy to grab this. Eventually when we get to a stall, like no more quests, I can talk to you about the little fun fact I found out when it came to R.L. Stine. I didn't think I mentioned this before, but I think I found this out and I thought, wow, okay. I even saw the episode, by the way. Spoilers on that.
All goes according to plan. That silly Dustin boy got my letters and fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. Everything's ready for me to throw a wrench into Fleshman's plans.
Over here, Grandma. I'm Dustin. Welcome to HorrorTown.
Hello, Dustin. Happy to meet you. We had much fun together, yes?
You bet, Grandma. Me and my friends will make sure you'll have a great time.
Poor gullible Dustin. You should know better that you're actually having an alien pretending to be your grandmother, which you don't even know you have a grandma. That's the strangest kid. Oh, you know what? No, they're kids. Fine. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They're kids. They're dumb. They do that kind of thing. Anyways, time's passed again, and here we go.
Those lifeless eyes, that browless face, that demoted hat. I think we've seen this man before.
You must be mistaking me for some other young, handsome agent.
Oh, plot twist. But here comes my favorite part. You'll see why in a minute.
Listen, sir, we don't know who you are, so we'll need to be cautious. We had an alien invasion in HorrorTown before.
Yeah, and it wasn't pretty. We had to arm ourselves to the teeth.
And looking at this site, we're getting some serious PTSD vibes.
There you go. Collect them all. You got Mr.Fleshman. So this is his quest line, so let's talk to him.
So it was you, I mean, don't worry, kids. Rest assured, no one wants to invade you. Now, go home.
Alright, guys, let's go. But let's take some evidence first, just in case.
You know, Eric, I also have PTSD when I remember about the body squeezers in that video. Oh boy, was that Anyways, let's just, yeah, I just wanted to add that stupid thing in. Because it's like, come on, guys, the Pixowl, come on, you led me into that. You gave me that animation. They're like, oh yeah, PTSD. Ooh, okay then, here's the joke. Oh dear. Man, I always have fun when they give me ammunition to be able to do this kind of thing. Anyways, before I forget, and I know I didn't talk about what... Okay, so auto odds, get some of the photos, and then I believe obtain, I think, a secret agent device, I believe it is. I don't know, if it pops up, I'll mention it. Anyways, the fun fact. Apparently, Arthur... There's a show called Arthur, which is based on the book series, and yes, this thing has been going on for such a long time now. It's in it's now in Flash rather than this actual hand animation. And what's bizarre about it is there's a recent episode that passed in 2019, I think, where R.L. Stine made a guest appearance as himself. Kinda. He actually played as Buster's uncle, who is basically the brother of his mother. And it's funny because the whole story, I think it's called Fright Night, and it's him basically telling a story to Buster about like him meeting the were-bunny. Okay, so it's like trade for the tin cans lids. Okay, so we got that. Anyways, yeah, so the whole thing about him with the rare bunny kind of deal. And it's funny because, like true R.L. Stine fashion, he just ends on a chapter and he's just like, well, next time. It's like, wait, you're ending it now? Yep. Just walks off. And then it turns out that they read this Bookopedia talking about the facts about the were-bunny. And it's funny because near the end, it's revealed that the person that they read the book is like, oh yeah, you read the book too. That's kind of cool, because I made it. And he's like, you made it? And it's just like, yeah, I did. It's like, if you read, like, in the author's name, if you arrange it, it's basically the uncle's name. And I'm like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing here. And then Buster's like, I thought you were a mechanic. He's like, I burned candlelight or midnight or something like that. What's that expression he said? Basically, he does it as a second job or like a hobby type of deal. But yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. Also, I do mention sometimes I would be posting or zooming in on certain animations and I have not described to them. I apologize. I usually get into a ramble of interesting facts or things on my head, and sometimes I'd like to do stuff like this. By the time this recording comes out, the event for the one I was involved with has just ended. And, the other thing... Oh yeah, so we're gonna do all these guys out now. Man, those are some adorable little squeezer babies. They just want to pinch you. You're so adorable. Not that thing. That thing's ugly. No, put the mask back on. Nah. I'd be so scared he ran in place. The poor troll leprechaun. I wanted to see the babies. God damn, the babies made me distracted. But yeah, the event that I was associated with is now ending from this recording. So yeah, it's a little bit weird to say about like that. Man, I love the little attacks they do. This is a little kind of little swipe. Yeah, so it's ended, and now there's the new update to hit, and this one's a small one, so it reminds me of what happened back in last year's New Year's, where it was just like a little quest line and a few things added. I have a feeling there's going to be another update to hit before the Valentine's Day update, which is an inevitability. And I've heard certain things about what might be coming up. If it is true, from what they tell me, it might be interesting. But again, like everything, you hear stuff and you're like, oh, that sounds cool, and then it comes out and you're like, ugh. Just like my event that just passed. It'll be very interesting. After this, after I'm done this video, I'm going to be working on the part 2 and part 3 to the shop till you drop dead thing. And I have a lot to talk about when it comes to the ending. There won't be a review, like there will be, but it won't be like its own separate video. It's going to be more of a little end discussion, much like how I did with the vampire event. And there's a good reason for that. It's because I just wanted to briefly talk about it because of my involvement of it. There's the non-disclosure, not the non-disclosure, the conflict of interest thing that kind of goes on. So that's something I'm going to have to fix. Also, let's just put the items we've gotten from the last video, which is this nice, weird-looking alien ship that is non-existent right now. There it is. So let's just put this apartment complex building here. Something about the complex building, by the way, that someone mentioned is that it would be cool that we can just convert all these houses into just a complex building. So that way it's out of the way and if we don't get ugly houses just taking up space that is really needed for the game. Also, I've been seeing a lot of comments of people saying, oh, we should do this or we should do that. And honestly, you should say stuff like that because then the developers will look at that and go, oh yeah, you know what, maybe we should do that. That's what happened with the little the thing down there. You know, the search thing. Also, this is just a little zoom in animation of what's-her-face, Lucy, doing her little animation of waiting for Grandma, just like Dustin. And just like Dustin's, the tree's in the way, so apologies. And yeah, like I said, Lucy, Grandma was in that one, not the blue, the red one. Also, there's a meteorite there. Just ignore this. Let's pretend that this doesn't happen, okay? Okay, that's good, that's good. Alright, let's move on. Anyways, this is just a quick, just to show you, this is Eric's animation when it comes to this task. Very nice, he's just looking at nothing. He's looking at this house. He's realizing why is there Halloween decoration still on it. It's November. Halloween's over. Oh yeah, and as you can see, I moved the thing. Gordon's house is now here temporarily because I moved all the junk over here. Mind you, this thing is going to look much nicer by the end of this part 3, but for now it looks like a jumbled mess. Unless, of course, you've seen the shop till you drop dead, then you might have already seen what it looks like, but I didn't mention it because I wanted to focus it on here. But yeah, I moved Dustin. Yeah, now he's waiting at this bus stop in the thing here. Because, yeah, that makes total sense. Anyways, more time has passed. Things are done. Let's have all these monsters now go out, just like they did last time. Whereas before I just showed you one. Now you're gonna see both of these out and about again. So you get to see the full team, the full army going after these characters. I will say though, they have a new, from what my contact tells me, they have a new art director, not the art director, but like a lead designer, and I'm kind of keeping connected with him because he still wanted to stay in touch after, after being involved with the thing. He's like, oh yeah, well, let's keep in touch because, we might take a bit of your brain and go, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Let me just put this in the game here. But yeah, he seems like an interesting guy, and I'll be interested to see how he kind of moves with this game when it comes to the dialogue and the content that's put in here. But so far I'm kind of intrigued from some of the ideas he's kind of been like, especially when it comes to February. Like, I'll say that the January and February update most likely has already stuff down and he's going to be already releasing. March though, that'll be more interesting as well as moving forward, because those are the dates that we're still kind of like, all right, let's see what we can probably think about there. Also, we now got a squeezer task that'll help us get the idols, tools, and odds and ends, I should say, not tools. It produces tool stuff, okay? Leave me alone. Okay. At least I haven't done the signature, you know what. I'm not gonna say it because I'll jinx myself, but yeah, the price is like that. You can probably get it if you want. I'm not gonna get it because too much money. Also, the gummy bears have gone back with gummy bears. This has gone back with the giant balloon with the candy. This stays with the witches though. This is staying with the pumpkin flask. This is back to the thieves, and this is back to the other thing. Also, I just want to point out, oh yeah, so there's like now those many days left since this video, so moving forward, that's how many days we got left. Just so you're in the know of what's going on. And I got enough now to finally expand, so yeah, slowly but surely I'm going to be expanding to all these places. That's probably going to be my next one, because it's easy to grab. And yeah, Berry Bones, the content has now changed for Fifi, where her animations used to drop something from last year. This time it's back to doing that drop, so there you go. That's interesting knowledge to know. I will say though that when it comes to, and this might be because of how long this particular update was in development for. It wasn't like 2 months, it might have been a little bit more to kind of fine-tune everything. But this update, I'm surprised of how well everything was planned. Like the economy, the amount of stuff you get, all that stuff seems pretty fair. There are some downsides to it though, which I'll talk about during its review. But overall, I haven't seen a lot of people really go, oh man, screw this thing, right? Saying dirty words that I already kind of... And you might have noticed I've kind of slowly started to say certain words into these videos. I tend to... When it comes to some stuff like this, I understand I want to try to keep it like professional as best, but with this COPPA thing, I'm like, you know what? Nah, screw it. I want them to make sure that this is not made for kids. This is PG-13, man. Just like Goosebumps. Actually, Goosebumps is a little bit younger, but you know what? Screw it. PG-13. That's what the internet was made for, PG-13. Also, yeah, I wanted to show this off. The Sony kid here. He has a task where he ride a bike, and for some reason, after he's done, he produces the stamps. So that's very bizarre to see. And then, yeah, I got these two now waiting for Grandma in two separate animations, and I want to show you that they are both different in their animation style, so that's kind of cool. Anyways, let's continue on with the story, because I think we've got all the items now, so we can continue on with what goes on next.
That guy was weird.
You bet. And I know I've seen him before. But where?
So he's our prime suspect, but we'll need some more evidence. Who could help us out?
Who could help you out? I don't know. Maybe ask a guy wearing a pumpkin face.
Wait a minute. That agent said that those were Russian planes, and your grandmother's Ukrainian. Maybe she knows something about it. Well, Ukraine hasn't been Soviet for quite some time, but we've lose nothing by asking. Hi, Grandma. Feeling better today?
Yes, much better. Thank you for concern.
You know, we went to where those lights fell last night, and it looks like new alien invasion might be underway.
American kids. Too much fiction science, yes? Oh, look! UFO! Now, no more nonsense and leave me alone!
Wow. Place flower gardens, obtain garden hose, and obtain some, vanilla. Wow, Grandma, you didn't have to be such a, you know, a Scrooge. Yeah, let's just go with Scrooge. Or Mrs. Frump. We all know what Grandma's up to, but it's very bizarre, you know. Kids are dumb. According to RL, according to the story, it's like, nah, kids are dumb. Also, I just wanted to point out this garden, item here. It fits very well. I'm surprised with, Mr. You know who, Mr. Brewer's stuff. So I figured let's put it here because yeah, look at this. This is looking pretty good now. I'm liking these items, yeah. But I'm thinking the garden itself, the flower garden, is actually a reference to the actual cover to Secret Agent Grandma. Just because of the look and everything. And they kind of mentioned something about what do you call it? They mentioned something about something. Yeah, my ramblings. Yeah, very helpful, Grim. Thank you very much. But, yeah. Man. You know, I don't do this for a living. I do this for fun, so let me leave a break. Also, I've been trying to do these treasure dealers because I'm trying to get these compasses. The compasses are the only thing that's hard right now to try to craft for these dang rings. Because you need the rings to get materials to do rings, or to get 3 to make a medallion, which then you will use for the other things. Like the gems and the other items, no problem. I got a bunch of those, but God help me, the compasses, they don't want to give me any of those. And I feel like at some point they might have to try to balance something out when it comes to those items. And then have a way to do something useful for these items, whether that being converting coins into cash. Like, it could be like a big number, but something where you can make the coins, like once you're done everything, be able to convert stuff. Anyways, let's continue on with this story.
Hey, Dustin, your grandma has been acting really strangely lately. She doesn't even want to hit the arcade anymore. I know, right? She was really sweet, those letters, but now it's like she's a completely different person.
Look, there she is, among those flowers. But what's she doing?
Oh, twist, what's she doing, guys? Oh, man, it's congratulations over. Oh, yeah, but Grandma has something to say, so let's see what she has to offer.
There are the lights. That means Fleshman must already be here. I need to hurry.
Grandma not feeling well, children. I'll go to sleep now. Do not disturb.
But we still haven't gone to...
I said
Do not disturb.
Jeez, Grandma. Calm down. Yeah, I forgot to mention that Grandma's task only... Oh, hold on.
Grandma? What are you doing with that strange gear?
who? Oh, okay, curious relative. You got me. I will tell you truth. I work for government. I am secret agent. I am secret agent Grandma. This is why I come to town, to research strange objects fall from sky, and also go to arcade with you.
Wow, that is so cool. You're the best, Grandma. Can we help you in your super secret work?
Okay, you can help, but you do everything I tell you. We have deal?
Secret age grandma. Place victory thing, obtain that, and then get the eggs, which is great because we need eggs anyways. So yeah, this is where I forgot to mention the story gets a little bit more interesting, and I love the fact that they plugged it in. It's like, she said the thing, she said the name of the book. Yeah, it's funny. The secret agent grandma. Ooh, yes. But what I mentioned before, when it comes to grandma's quests, at some point, to follow with the story, what happens is that when it gets to a certain part, it'll stop until a certain task is done in the main kind of event story. After that, the quest will pop up again. So that's what happened. They had to wait because, again, I think that was one thing that wanted to do was making sure that it doesn't jump to the next thing real quick and be like, oh, spoilers. Which, yeah, it kind of does. I did spoil that in part 3, but not by much. But still, it's kind of like weird how that ended like this, and then this ended like this, and I'm just like, well, I mean, how does this work? I don't know. Did they get hit twice? You'll know what I mean by that when we get to there. Yeah, so things have passed, things are going, things are waiting. Now we got to that much part, so you get to see how fast this has been. For me anyways, to get some of this stuff. Yeah, so again, he's done with that. And we got done with this. Yay, now people can go into the carnival of horrors over here. And I can put this right next to the candy shop. Look at that. It actually makes it nice to add that stuff close to there. Oh man, now we get to do this. Yeah, Grandma's listening into some... Well, I know she's listening into some messages, but I would always seem that she's listening to some cool technology right there. She's like, oh yeah, listen to this music! By the way, these secret cool devices, they're only used during this quest. They're only useful for like selling them, but they're not needed for like getting the special prize or any material per se. So I find it interesting, but we'll see. And yeah. So we'll have them do this again. You get to see the fun of have the fun of releasing these monsters again and again. I will point out too that as of this video, as of like in the new year of 2020, in the future, ooh, if you're gonna pretend as if this is November 2019, is that there's only I got almost every character that was officially released. The only 3 exceptions are the Halloween Chiller's house scene, the Alien Squeezers hatchery that we got in this event, and then the next event, which is the Mayfield's Bazaar for Shop 2 You Drop Dead. So once those are officially released, then I am 100% done, and I have a feeling that they might, depending on how they do this, it looks like they're going to be bringing them back either through requests or events, or they'll be doing this for a certain thing. And I'm trying to think as well how to do this type of collection content stuff, because honestly it's going to be hard for me, and I might be doing it a very cheap kind of like talking within the audio, but I don't know. Like, I'm wondering, I don't want it to just break when I'm, as you've seen from past videos, how they just kind of cut into content. So I have no idea how I will be able to kind of do that kind of thing. But yeah, I almost have everything here, and I'm debating what to do. I know somebody wants me to do a collection and release all the monsters, and that's something I want to do, but then it's like, I have so much to do now. Things are just jumping in to and fro. So just to show you, yeah, look, I'm done this, I'm done that, and I'm getting the eggs. Slowly but surely. Also, I just want to show you how many plane parts I got. It's ridiculous. They give me way too much. Anyways, we're done. Finally, we got the eggs. Let's continue.
Perfect. I beat Fleshman to the punch. Very soon his army will be no match for mine.
Oh no. The baby aliens are the monsters. Oh.
Those meddlesome children found me planting the alien eggs. But they fell for it again. Now they believe I'm a secret agent.
I'm secretly evil. Obtain grandma's secret recipes. Obtain baby squeezers. Oh, look, so adorable. I'll shut up now. I had to wait until this quest popped up to be like, okay, now I craft the eggs. Okay, good. I like to wait until the quest really comes up because I've learned now. It's like, oh, I have enough items to craft this type of thing. I was like, no, I'm gonna wait until the official quest comes up, and then when it finally does, it's like, ah, see, now I'm prepared. Now I can continue with this thing because I know better. I know how this game works now. Right? You're gonna have to wait until they officially. Once they officially say, "Oh, do this type of thing," then we're fully safe. And I'm gonna have a field day when it comes to talking about my event that I helped on. Because, oh boy, there was something really bad about that one, which you might have seen already me talking about, but it's not I think most people, when it comes to my reviews, and I even showed this within the community, but they believed, after seeing the good and the bad and where I placed it, a lot of people seem to agree with it, so I'm good that I criticized myself, but I still put this stamp of my logo in the background. Again, I don't know if I call it a logo, but it's a symbol to say, oh, this is, just as a way to sell people that if you don't like the idea of me putting something that had some sort of involvement because of conflict of interest, just ignore anything. If you see that kind of logo, just pretend it doesn't exist. That's how you can look at it as. And that's what I'm going to figure it. It's going to be weird, too, because it's going to be a point where once this game ends, that there's going to be this long document with this short little thing where it's like, where is the quest land? And then you zoom in and it's like, oh, there it is. So I'm going to have to find a way to kind of be able to put this into place. But, yeah, I'm going to figure something out with that. Don't worry. Don't you worry. But yeah, you can see why I had to move Grandma's unlocking in part 1 rather than this part, because it would have been very long to get to here. And it's long enough. And part 3 is probably going to be in the same length, believe it or not. And yeah, I try my best here, folks. Please don't hurt me. I believe there's, for the most part, I've not gotten many complaints as of yet. Mind you, I don't have a lot of people watching, but eventually I will. But what I've seen so far is there hasn't been any real comments as of late to kind of critique me like I did in my first original one, and rightfully so, by the way. Which actually helped improve these video contents, I believe. But, yeah, nothing bad as of yet. So once I put this down, we'll continue on with the question. It should be done, so let's do it.
Okay, Grandma. I think we finished everything you asked for.
Mrs. Grandma, I believe we might have some useful information regarding the crash site.
Opa, you secret agent too? Okay, give information to Grandma.
At the site, we found the man in these photos. He says he works for the government.
Oh, plot twist, he works for the government, kids. Oh, no.
This is Mr. Fleshman. He said he worked for government, but he's double agent. Work for aliens.
I knew he couldn't be trusted.
He must be here to make sure invasion is success in this time. We have to stop him.
Grandma, you can count on us.
Aliens. Obtains Grandma's super cool agent radar again and listen for alien activity. I already gotten the industrial apartment, so we're all good in that front. And yeah, this will be the only time I'm going to be doing these kind of craftings for this item, so that will be done. So yeah, we're getting closer to the ending for this. We're now getting to the point where Grandma's revealed to be a secret agent, not knowing to the kids who she really is, and Fleshman's going to be revealing himself. He kind of did during this part when he got angry. And that's what I wanted to do with these dialogues, is kind of give a little bit more life to them rather than just reading them and go, oh yeah, whatever. Anyways, it ended off with him listening to the radio with a big antenna. I really do like that big antenna, the look and everything like that. But that's about it for this part here. Yeah, so as you can see, I had some fun with this video. And I'm hopefully going to have some fun with the next one coming up. And the next one's going to be the last one, by the way. And I believe it's probably the same length, too. And from there, we'll discuss all that other stuff, goodness, and whatnot. But, yeah, until then, I think we'll end it here. Anyways, if you feel kind to do so, you may feel to like and subscribe. If you're new, maybe consider subscribing. And if you really want to get informative and talk to me directly, you can always leave me a message in the comment section down below and tell me what you think of this video, or anything for that matter. I'd always love to discuss. And if you feel like I can improve on stuff, feel free to. I only improve once I know what's going on. I've been Grim, and I'll be seeing you next time, where we find out who will win this battle. Will it be Grandma or Mr. Fleshman? Let the games begin.